We don't look at those students that are participating as little dollar signs. We look at them to make sure they have great experiences, and that matters more than anything else. And the way I've always thought of it, and the way we do this as a company, is to say, if you take care of them, the business side of it takes care of itself.
For over 20 years, Director's Choice has worked with music educators like you to offer students lasting travel and performance experiences. We do this by getting to know you and, in turn, being open about who we are. You see, when considering a travel partner, it's important to know not just what they do, but how and why they do it. Let me introduce you to Director's Choice.
I was taking my groups to different contests, and they just weren't meeting the needs of me or my ensemble as a music educator. And I just thought, well, this can be done differently, and so we changed up the way we do things, and have always kept everything focused on the director and the kids and the experiences that they get.
You've got an entire team back here. You've got an entire team of salespeople that are ready to help in the event that 24/7 hotline needs answering, but it should make a director feel really secure because you're never alone.
We are a family, we are a team. A lot of us have been in this office, in this business for a long time. A lot of us started in the classroom. And because we do, we have a lot of what I would call emotional attachment to what we're doing and why we do it.
Do it all online and it wouldn't matter, but the fact is that I get to know the people that I am working with, my clients, get to find out about how their lives are and just at the relational aspect of it all.
I don't see my job as sales. I see it as consulting. And teachers teach well, that's what they do. I consult on trips and I know which options are good for your group in a certain destination.
We're ethical. We have a lot of buying power, so we're able to get with our suppliers and make sure that every one of our clients gets the red carpet treatment that they deserve, regardless of the size of their groups. It's very value oriented. I would say, from a perspective of what they're buying, they're not going to get a better price for the things that we're doing for them. We vet everything to make sure it is student friendly. We're very open, and we customize if they have something specific that they want to do, and it is an ethical thing to do for their group. We will do anything that they want us to do for them.
That's really what my staff gets really excited about, is finding a new venue, a new opportunity, a new restaurant, and then making the best deal that we possibly can for our clients so that those kiddos can go out and just have a great time.
We like to prepare directors for every step of the process. We want to start from the beginning of planning the trip, and then we'll talk you through what your students need for TSA before you get on the plane, about baggage fees, and then we'll send a professional tour director on the trip with you to walk you through if you have any issues with getting anyone on the plane or any bags checked. You'll have a professional there with a ton of experience, and they're ready to take over, and you can just enjoy the trip.
We're very lucky back here to work with the vendors that we do. We've, over the years, vetted them out to make sure that we're working with the best possible restaurants, attractions, bus companies, hotels. Those guys in those destinations are an extension of us.
It's the exhilaration, moving the amount of people that we move through the places that we move is just awesome, I think, just to turn it into, I think I want to take my kids to New York, and actually see that happen with flights and then motor coaches and restaurants and hotels, and all of it work seamlessly together is it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Number one, call me. Email is great. I get a lot of initial email conversations from people saying, I'm thinking about going to New York, or I'm thinking about going to Hawaii. That's really good. I'm glad you're thinking about things, and that's obviously the first step, is you deciding what you want to do or where you want to go.
When I talk to a director planning a big trip, I first off like to see if they've done big trips before. I want to know if this is a first time trip for them. I might walk them through a few more things about making sure that their approval process is good with their school, They want to make sure that their students are involved. You'd hate to go to all the work to get this big trip going and none of your students can go. And so we want your parents bought in, we want administrator buy-in, we want your students buy-in.
Being able to provide them materials that are custom to this trip so that they don't have to take the time out of their day teaching to put this together is hugely advantageous.
A lot of it is what you do up front before you actually sign the dotted line and start. It's getting that buy-in, talking about the money, talking about the itinerary, getting the kids excited about what they're going to do, talking to them about what kind of performance they're going to get to do that they can't do anywhere else, or something really spectacular that really gets their attention. Then they're going to want to be motivated, and that gets rid of a lot of the after buying type issues that happen.
If you're unsure about your budget, or you have budget concerns where you're worried if a certain change may increase your budget later down the road, go ahead and cap your numbers. By capping your numbers, it'll save you from running into situations of your budget increasing for group items.
No matter where you go, there's going to be hurdles that pop up out of nowhere, and we try to help minimize those and at least prepare people that those are there. But as a director, it's important to remain flexible and open-minded to the entire process.
We also go through an extensive review process for every single trip. Folders are reviewed 9 or 10 times before a trip goes out. And several of those times, the entire staff gets together, sits at a big conference table, and we go over every single detail of a trip.
You've got an operations team back here that is constantly in communication, whether it's via email or phone or text, to make sure that everything is ready and we don't stop checking until they're there.
What we tell you from the get-go, from day one till the end of the process, we put in writing, and we don't back off of it. We don't switch it around. And I think that is something that a lot of directors don't see, that what they bought in the first place isn't always the same thing they end up paying for. That's not the way it is here at all.
We've got a long history of success, and I think what's cool about us is that every day we're trying to find ways to be better. We're never happy with just where we are. We're always looking to be better, and we would love to have your group travel with us.
I loved being a band director. It was a blast. I could not believe they paid me to make music with kids. It was like, are you serious that you're going to give me money to do this? And I never thought that I would find something else that I enjoyed as much as that. And whereas it's not the gas of being with the individual kids all the time that it was when you're making music and building a program and doing those things, it is a blast knowing that it touches so many lives in such positive ways, and knowing that that travel that they get to go through and all the things that they get to do is going to change their lives forever, and that those are memories that they won't forget.
I think Director's Choice is unique because we always put the customer first, and not just the customers in terms of the director. We put the kids first, and that's really, I think, what separates us from other people and what makes us unique. We are focused on making sure that those kids have the best experience possible.
And as an extension, you as a client, you're part of our family. We want you to call us. We've had clients that have been a client every year since the beginning of the foundation of the company. So when you think travel, whenever you're ready to leave the campus, we want you to call us, and we want you to feel comfortable in doing so, and that's how we approach you. That's how we handle your details, as if you were our own parents in charge of 100 of our brothers and sisters.
Over 2 decades ago, Director's Choice started out of a desire to give music students something better than what they were getting. We'd like to extend that same offer to your students. Our sincere hope is that you know a bit more about who we are, a bit more about where you will go next year, and a clear idea of how you will get there.